What is up, Dexter fans? It has been a while. It's your favorite local hater of the end of Dexter New Blood here. Totally joking, but the amount of people that subscribe to my channel, continue to comment on that video, the amount of people that just loved and totally subscribed to my take on that just astounded me. So anyway, welcome all Dexter fans of all shapes and sizes, whether you liked the last season or not. And this is some major news that we have, and my God, do I have a lot of thoughts. I wish I could have got this video out a couple of days ago when they announced it, but I've been a little under the weather this weekend, so today was the best physical state that I was in to be able to give my thoughts. So as we all know, there is a Dexter prequel show that is currently in production. I think they've already shot like half of it. That's going to be premiering, I believe they said in December of this year, that is titled Dexter Original Sin. And this is one of the 3 ideas that Showtime announced last year, maybe even a year and a half ago. It's been a while, where they announced the Dexter prequel series. They announced a sequel to New Blood that they didn't give too many details on, but presumably it was going to be like a Harrison-focused show, and a Trinity origin story, of which all 3 ideas I completely rejected as a fan. And I was like, dude, none of these ideas sound interesting to me. This is just Showtime trying to build out their streaming service platform, build out their catalog, and trying to continue to milk Dexter until there's nothing left because of the amount of people that watched New Blood and the ratings that they got for a character that they killed off, and then they went, oh, fuck, we screwed up. And I'll throw a link to that video up here for you guys to check out to see what my thoughts were upon announcement. You know, it's a series that I hate to be pessimistic on, but I don't know, all 3 of those ideas just didn't really seem that compelling to me. Maybe least of which was the Dexter prequel series, which is currently the only one that is in front of cameras. So we got 2 big announcements out of San Diego Comic-Con. One of them I pretty much expected, and I'm surprised that they did not announce this earlier. But the first one is that Michael C. Hall is going to be returning for the voiceover of Dexter Original Sin, which is this prequel series. So that's something that I expected. It wasn't like a big surprise, but okay, cool. The casting that we have gotten from Dexter Original Sin thus far too certainly intrigues me. When you've got Christian Slater taking over for James Remar, and you have Sarah Michelle Gellar and a couple of those other big name actors that I love are in there, it certainly does nothing but increase my interest a bit. So while I don't have a whole lot of faith in the value of this Original Sin show, to me, my thoughts have always been we got so much of his origin in flashbacks in the main show. It's like, what story is there left to tell? But I hope they prove me wrong. So I will absolutely be tuning in for that. But cool, not something that really excites me too much yet. But the big bomb that was dropped is right after they were done talking about Dexter Original Sin, you had them announce that also another show that is about to be put into production soon that will premiere sometime next year is a sequel series titled Dexter Resurrection that is going to continue directly after the ending of Dexter New Blood. And Michael C. Hall, which is very important the way they phrase this, is going to be the star of it.
Second of all, we with Paramount and Showtime are doing another show that we're going to start shooting in January called Dexter Resurrection, starring Michael C. Hall.
Now, if they had just announced a sequel series called Dexter Resurrection and Michael C. Hall was going to appear in it, I would automatically assume what we all have assumed since the ending of New Blood, which is that the show is going to carry on with Harrison as the main character, and Michael C. Hall is simply going to be his dark passenger, which I don't want that in any way, shape, or form. I have no interest in that. Is there a version of it that could be great? Sure. Would I watch it? Probably. But they did such a terrible job, in my opinion, at making us like the character of Harrison and selling us on that character in Dexter New Blood, that any show that focuses on him, especially given what happens at the end of New Blood and who's the one who pulls the trigger, not many fans, I think, were interested in that. And I think they found that out very quickly after that finale of that show and looked at the internet and said, oh, fuck, okay, we need to figure out plan B, because I guarantee that was their plan A. Just go right into New Blood Season 2, and Harrison's our star. So, yeah, we are getting a sequel series where now it's going to be the third attempt at ending the Dexter storyline and Michael C. Hall coming back. And I have so many complicated feelings in regard to this. My immediate knee-jerk reaction was, come the fuck on, man. Like, again? Like, at some point, you're going to piss your audience off with the just kidding. Like, we all, I mean, not all of us. There was some people that liked season 8, and that's totally fair. But the overwhelming loud majority of people at the end of Dexter season 8 were like, this ain't fucking it, man. What the hell was that? And for years, people were like, you're going to have to come back, right? Like, you're going to come back and fix that shit, right? Like, that's not actually going to be the canonical ending of this character, right? You got something better, right? And when Dexter New Blood was announced, all of us were so excited.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Some of us skeptical, but excited. Like, oh, thank God. They have to have something better in plan for the ending of Dexter. And for some of us, and I think I do belong in this camp, for some of us, the ending of New Blood was even worse.
What did you do? What did you do?
I prefer the ending of season 8. For as shitty as it is, I prefer that being the end of Dexter than what we got in New Blood. New Blood's finale infuriated me more than any episode of TV that I can remember in recent memory. Maybe since the Negan season 6 ending where they didn't show who he killed. Like, I think since that finale, I've never been so pissed at a finale of a show. And so now they're going to give it a third go. And they purposely said, either in an interview or at the actual panel, that it's not defined how many seasons this is going to be. So they're learning from the mistakes of New Blood, where they came back and was a ratings behemoth and was the highest viewed show Showtime ever had, and they killed the character off, and they were like, son of a bitch. So I think that's the reason why they're saying that. They're going to see what the reception is, what the views and the ratings are, and they'll probably do the same thing they did with Dexter. They will go on as long as the ratings are going. I don't think they're going to have the foresight to say, like, this is only a 3-season arc or a 4-season arc or a 2-season arc, which is also worrisome. So that the negative side of my reaction to that is all pretty much in that. It's like, again, like you have no reason for me to have faith in you at this point because you have fucked it up twice. And the fact that you keep saying just kidding, and like the way that Michael C. Hall answered the question, somebody answered him directly, or asked him directly, I think it was in a Variety interview. They said, well, since it was confirmed that he was killed in New Blood, and he goes, was it? Yes, it was, Michael. Yes, it was. The showrunner said it numerous times. And if I remember correctly, I think you corroborated it a number of times as like, be careful what you wish for. This is the ending you get now. So yes, it was confirmed. You're going back on it. That's fine, but it was confirmed. Anyway, he said, was it? And she goes on like, how are you going to explain how he's alive now? And the answer that he gave is, well, you know, I don't know what I'm authorized to say, but it's awfully cold out there, which gives me the impression that they're going to say because it was so cold, his blood flow slowed and he didn't actually bleed out from a point blank rifle gunshot to the middle of his chest. Whatever. We've seen dumber shit in movies and TV shows to keep a character alive. But yeah, I don't know. The negative side of my brain is like, I guess I'll believe it when I see it. I guess I'm of course going to watch it, but I'm not going to watch this with very much optimism because you have disappointed me gravely twice, and you have no reason for me to give you my goodwill or good faith with a third time. If it ends up delivering and I love it, then you've won me back. But as of right now, I have no reason to have faith in you. The positive side of my brain, though, which is the side that's hopeful for it and is going to try to hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and hope for the best, is that there are a lot of neat implications for what this could be. and a lot of things that most of us were really pissed never happened by the end of New Blood. So if we're going off of the end of New Blood, Dexter Morgan has now been outed as the Bay Harbor Butcher to a degree. You have his girlfriend who was the sheriff. I don't remember the character's name because by the end of it, I didn't really like her too much. You have the girlfriend that now hates him and has this vendetta against him and has tried to out him. Then you have Batista, who has been given just enough information to now realize that Dexter probably was the Bay Harbor Butcher, and holy shit. And that was the main thing that a lot of us were infuriated about, was that they set that up as something that was going to happen and then never fucking paid it off. Batista's just on the way by the time the show ends. So you might finally get that now. If Dexter is going to just wake up in the snow and skirt away, and now we have him on the run, essentially, that could be really neat. And there could be a lot of really good story that comes out of that where, you know, presumably he's going to have to relocate, go under a different name or do whatever. But now he has law enforcement after him as the Bay Harbor Butcher, which has never happened before with the exception of LaGuerta, who nobody believed. Now you have Batista, the one person that has the most personal ties to that revelation on his ass. That could be a fascinating season of television or more. But it's all going to depend on execution. It's all going to depend on how they do it. And so that is the part of me that tries to subdue the realistic or negative side of my brain and says, well, maybe it could be cool because of X, Y, and Z. So I don't know. We're going to find out. But, I'm sure everybody's going to have very similar reactions to me, where there's a part of your brain going, fuck you, dude. Not again. Sorry. This is ridiculous. This is all about money, which most of the time it is. This is all about the fact that you guys got so many ratings and you made ass loads of money off of this show and shot yourselves in the foot, painted yourself in a corner with the way you wrote that garbage ending. And now you expect us to just tune in yet again for a third time for you to potentially do the same exact thing to us again. Which, let's be honest, a lot of us are going to fucking do anyway. As much as we bitch and complain, it is so hard to resist the temptation in regards to this. But that's what I hope for, is that if we do get this, that Dexter finally being on the run from the people closest to him, and maybe even bringing in other people in Miami Metro like Quinn and others, where Masuka and all these other characters that worked next to him and loved him like a brother are now going to have this revelation of holy shit, and have that be the storyline. That could be awesome. It could be awesome, and I hope that it is. But we're just going to have to see. So, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. It seems like the Trinity show is dead. You know, they're not talking about that anymore. I think they saw the response that people had to those ideas, and they were like, really, dude? Even more so than Dexter. We know everything we need to know about that guy's origin. What the fuck are you doing? But, yeah, Dexter Original Sin coming out this December with Michael C. Hall as the voiceover. Cool. We'll see. Jury's out. I'm more curious than optimistic on that one. Dexter Resurrection, so complicated. My thoughts on that announcement, but I'm going to try to remain hopeful and try to remain optimistic on it. And maybe when we know more about the show, we get the first trailer and things like that, it'll hype me all to hell, and I'll be like, fuck yeah, I'm all on board, baby. But as of right now, it's just a simple announcement. Such a complicated feeling in response to that. So all of you Dexter fans, I want you to let me know all of your variety of opinions down below. Are you similar to me, where you got the optimism and the pessimism just battling it out in your brain? Are you somebody that thinks that this is awesome and you're all for it? Are you somebody that absolutely hates it? Are you somebody that actually loved the ending to New Blood and you're pissed at the fact that they're actually going back on it? That's something I haven't even considered, and I'd be fascinated to hear from some of you guys, because there are people that do love New Blood and love that as an ending. And do you feel betrayed at all that now that is not your ending and now it's going to be yet again something else inevitably? Let me know all your thoughts down below, guys, and we'll talk about it. Well, that's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed that, click over here for a playlist of all of my coverage of Dexter. I've reviewed every season. I ranted on the New Blood ending, and I'm going to put a video up here as well where I did my own rewrites of the New Blood ending with a friend, and we both gave our own variation of how we would have ended the show. And I've got a lot of positive response on the things that I wrote for it. So check that out if you're interested. Like, share, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss everything in the future. And as always, remember, opinions are like assholes, but that doesn't mean you have to be.